What is going on, everyone? My name is Jacob. I have been a die-hard Pistons fan since 2003, and I am eager to see this team getting back to playing winning basketball. Speaking of winning basketball, there's a move that just happened that makes me feel like the chances of us playing winning basketball just got a whole lot better because the Detroit Pistons have just re-signed Simone Fontecchio on a 2-year, $16 million deal. Now, before we get on to it, if you all can do me a big favor and subscribe, it would be much appreciated as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. This screenshot was from this morning, and we're already on like 750, so thank you all so much for the recent support. Now, Simone Fontechio is a player that we have covered extensively on this channel recently. I had put out a video recently about why I think he is the best kept secret during NBA free agency. And man, oh man, was I off on how much I expected this dude to get paid. Simone Fontechio was traded to the Detroit Pistons at the trade deadline from the Utah Jazz. Kind of a weird career arc for Simone. He didn't start playing in the NBA until he was 26. This is only going to be his third year in the league. But once he came over from Utah, he just played like a perfect 3-and-D role player for us. And that was the type of player that we haven't had many of in a long, long time. In that video, I talked about why I think he's so crucial to the team going forward. I talked about why I think that he helps Cade a lot. There's a lot of different things we touched on, but long story short, the dude can shoot, the dude can guard, and he could take it to the hoop. What more do you want out of a role player wing? So in that video, I was talking about potentially paying him Isaiah Stewart type of money. That's what I expected. Just watching the games last year, I thought Isaiah Stewart made good strides forward. I thought that Simone Fontechio's value was somewhere in Isaiah Stewart's range. Now, a lot of you all might think, oh, you're a crazy Pistons fan. Like, you haven't seen a 3-and-D wing in ages. You're just a little bit drunk on him because, he just filled a void that you all didn't have. But I'm not the only person who thinks this. I'm a Pistons fan. I'm biased. You guys can call me that if you want. But there's somebody here who I just saw on Twitter, Nate Duncan, who in his bio of Twitter says he is an NBA cap guy plus scout. Nate Duncan's a dude who has just been a dude known around the league for a long, long time. He has a podcast, all that type of stuff. And he's definitely not a Pistons fan or a Pistons guy. But what he is an expert on cap space. And what Nate Duncan said here is the market really blew it on letting Detroit get Simone Fontechio back for 2 years, $16 million. A lot of teams who are doing absolutely nothing with their cap space or exceptions should have gone after him. So, from my understanding, this morning when we went and signed Malik Beasley, he is going to be the person who fits into our cap exception. But even after this, that means we had $26 million even after getting Beasley this morning. Even after this, 26 minus 8, we still got $18 million to work with. This is just crazy. I mean, realistically, if there was anything that I would change about this deal, if we could have got it for 3 years, even if we had to pay him a little bit more than $8 million, if we could have did 3 for 30, if that was on the table, I would have done that. But I mean, that's just a crazy good value. I can't believe it. In this league where I've seen some of these dudes get signed for the money they do, obviously $16 million is like so much money. So it's really hard to put that into perspective sometimes. But in this league where I've seen some of the guys who I do not think are as good of players as Simone Fontechio get double, triple his money, I'm just shocked, especially considering that historically Detroit's not exactly a free agent destination, and to put it on top of that, the franchise has been in the gutter, only making us less of a free agent destination. So I am just absolutely mind-blowing. I am shocked that we were able to get Simone Fontechio on a 2-year, $16 million contract when he was a restricted free agent. Any other team could have put a contract on the table in front of this guy, and we would have had to went and match it. I really don't know what to say. In that video, I was talking about if we had to pay him $20 million a year, do it. That's how good I think Simone is. Not only is Simone great, I think he's just perfect for this team right now. A team that, although we did address some of these problems in the offseason, desperately needed spacing, desperately needed wings. I just thought Simone was a great dude for that. Now, maybe there are a little bit of things that are falling flat on me. Maybe that 16-game sample size was maybe a little bit too small of a sample size to really draw too many conclusions, but I watched almost all those games. I saw it with my eyes. It looked repeatable. It looked polished. It didn't look like a fluke at all. And seeing tweets from guys like Nate Duncan agree with me, who's not a Pistons fan, who's an NBA cap expert, that I feel like just validates my opinion on this. Out of everything that happened this summer, getting Tobias Harris, getting Tim Hardaway Jr., getting Malik Beasley, this is the move that is just shocking me, value-wise, cap-wise, and it's honestly maybe the most impactful of them all. If you were to ask me a couple weeks back what was the number one priority this offseason, I think the number one thing there would have been make sure you re-sign Fontecchio, and then we'll go from there. And to get him for $16 million is just crazy. Like I said, I would have even liked to wrap him up for even longer because that's how high I am on Fontecchio. But what we're looking at now is in 2 years, we're going to have a lot of money coming off the books, considering that Tobias got a 2-year contract, considering that Fontecchio's got a 2-year contract now. The fact that the Kings might be offloading either Harrison Barnes or Kevin Huerter. I heard you all this morning. I know I was pronouncing it wrong. I don't know. Whatever. There's a very good chance that maybe Langdon has a plan where he wants to have money locked down this season and next season, and then make his real big moves in 2 seasons. But at the same time as well, what we're looking at is in 2 seasons when that money's coming off the books. That's right the same season that a hypothetical Duren and a hypothetical Ivy extension could be kicking in. That's so far down the road, I don't even really want to think that far in advance right now. But overall, I'm ecstatic. This might be the best news of the offseason. Maybe not the best news. I mean, re-signing him, period, was top of the list. But just the most shocking and impressive to me, because I thought with him as a restricted free agent, I thought some team would maybe throw him a contract that, made us shake our head and say, you SOBs. And then we had to go match it. And then we kind of overpaid him. Because here in Detroit, normally when we have players like Simone Fontecchio playing for us, we normally have to overpay them for them to either come here or stay here. So I'm super excited, man. I don't really know what else to say. This is crazy. I just can't believe it. I thought this dude was going to be getting like a 3-year, $50 million deal or something like that. I thought he was going to get a Stewart type of contract. But instead, he got like hardly less than the league minimum. Crazy. All right, guys, let me know what y'all think. We'll catch up soon.